Hey, this is Dan Birkland, and you are watching the first of many different episodes that I'm going to be releasing over the next couple days and probably a few weeks rather on the Tesla's new Robotaxi service, which, as you know, just recently launched in Austin, Texas here on the 22nd of June. I was fortunate enough to tag along for some rides on the 22nd, but then a few days later, I was actually added to the early access program. So I went back down to Austin on June 28th and 29th and completed about 23 rides all over the current geofence area in South Central Austin. And I actually built a pretty rigorous test plan. We came across several different edge cases. Overall, the car FSD and the car handled the situations pretty well. We had a few interventions along the way, so the whole point of this series is to kind of show the good, the bad, but overall, I want to say Tesla has done a fantastic job with version 1 of this service. I was skeptical at first, as I'll kind of call it many times before. Very happy with FSD currently in my Model S Plaid, but there are areas where it's struggled, right? And a lot of those areas I've not seen Robotaxi struggle in those parking lots. Acceleration, deceleration profiles. There's just been so many little things that you can tell the team has been working on that have added to a really good performing solution as of right now. Again, there's some bugs that need to be worked out. So again, I'm going to kind of go over all that. But without further ado, let's get into this first drive. And if you're interested, in the description below, I have included, basically an unedited version of this drive. If you want to watch it in its entirety, you have that. And then there's a 4x fast forwarded version as well. Again, not edited, just sped up essentially. This one's going to skip basically to the exciting parts, or where basically the car is making a maneuver like a lane change or turn or so forth. So anyways, let's get into it and go from there. So starting off, the pickup location created some issues for the Robotaxi app. It actually suggested a pickup location about a half mile away from my hotel. I did try putting in a few different addresses in the area, I would say within a quarter mile or so. However, the app did not accept those as being within the service zone, even though they actually resided well within the geofence. So this is something I've called out already on X and brought to the team's attention. But for those curious, that's why I didn't have it pick me up at the hotel. That was my original plan. That's why I picked that hotel, actually. So kind of an inconvenience to start. I'm never going to complain about having to walk a little bit, especially for something like this brand new. But in the future, that's something that definitely needs to get fixed, and I'm sure they will address it accordingly. So one of the things that's apparent as soon as you hop in a Tesla Robotaxi is the smoothness of acceleration and deceleration. And I say that even as a happy FSD 13.2 user, right? It is just so good about comfortably slowing and accelerating. I'm a person that gets extremely car sick very easily, especially with sudden brake or throttle inputs or jerky steering. And after 31 total rides in Tesla Robotaxis, I have yet to get car sick. I have unfortunately gotten a little car sick in a Waymo on Sunday when I rode with them. So if that tells you anything about how smooth it is, I hope that helps. But it's very smooth, and you can tell Tesla really focused a ton on rider comfort with the driving characteristics, but it definitely stands out right away. And I just kept seeing that demonstrated over and over and over again with all the rides I took. So very good to see, especially with such a new offering. I'll be honest, I was skeptical at first, and I kept waiting for it to maybe do some phantom braking or jerky driving, but I haven't seen any really of that at all. and I've, like I said, had this drive me all over the Austin Metro. So it's been really cool to see this in its current state, and it's only going to get better, which is awesome. So as you can tell, this route is not very challenging for a Robotaxi. It does a great job of handling the moderate traffic that we come across here, but any of the unprotected turns really haven't been an issue. It's as confident as FSD version 13 is, if not a little more so. Um, but as you can tell, no jerky steering wheel movements, nothing awkward like that that would cause discomfort for like me, the passenger. So again, really, really good. Um, Again, it's gonna be pretty much a boring ride for a lot of folks that are watching this, just because there really isn't anything that challenged the system in this one. But I will say again that there are some subsequent rides where we came across a few edge cases that made the car work a little bit, which was good to see in person. So. But anyways, yeah, you'll continue to see just some basic turns and automatic lane changes and things like that throughout the rest of this video, but nothing too exciting. So we're getting close to the end of the ride here, and basically we have one unprotected right turn that we have to complete. The Robotaxi does a flawless job executing this. And then we have a left turn into the parking lot where the car does a great job again of picking the correct drop off location right in front of the door. As a rider, you have the ability to basically end the ride at any time. So if you're getting close to a different location that you want, you as the rider have control there, which is really cool. But overall, this was a really easy ride for Robotaxi, smooth as butter, so no issues there. So anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.